This is the video you all have been waiting for. This is the one about my diet and what exactly my surgery is. So we're going to start off with what is the Duodental Switch. And then we're going to roll into what is my post-surgery diet. As most of you know, I'm currently on my pre-surgery diet, which is 2 protein shakes a day and 1 full meal at night. So once we learn what the Duodental Switch actually is, I will then tell you the 2-month-long diet I will have post-surgery. So let's get started. The Duodental Switch is a minimally invasive surgery. Rather than splitting open my abdomen to get to my intestines, they will make 5 small incisions in a U shape around my digestive tract. Once inside, the first step is to shrink my stomach to a 4-ounce pouch. Notice how the valve here at the bottom of the stomach is left intact. This is important to ensure proper digestion of all food, as well as to limit the risk of dumping syndrome. The small intestine is then severed at the top of the digestive tract, as well as halfway through the small intestine, a few feet away from where it would meet the large intestine. The lower part of the digestive tract is then connected directly to the stomach. The upper portion of the intestine is then reconnected to the pancreas, allowing for the digestive enzymes to mix with the small intestine contents here near the large intestine. What a crazy transformation my body is about to go through. So consequently, I have a lot of changes in my diet that I'm forced to make after their surgery. So immediately after surgery, I'm going to be in the hospital for 1 week. On the 6th day, I will have my first sip of water. It will have to be room temperature. I will also be given broth, and will be on a completely clear diet for the 6th day. If there are no complications on that 6th day, the 7th day I'm released to go home and continue the liquid diet for another 2 days. So for a total of 3 days. On the 4th day, I can start what's considered phase 2 dieting. Now this will actually take 2 solid weeks. And this is a lot of high protein foods, all baby foods or high protein shakes. With the protein shakes, there are some requirements. I cannot have any collagen in the ingredients whatsoever. It has to be less than 180 calories and less than 12 grams of sugar per serving. So I will be on it's considered a liquid diet or a hard liquid diet because I can have baby food, which basically once you melt around in your mouth for a few minutes is liquid. And that is what I will be on for 2 weeks. So by the time we get to phase 3, I would have been out of the hospital. I would have been out of surgery now for almost 4 weeks, so 1 month, by the time we get to phase 3, which is soft, mushy food. So this is like canned tuna or canned chicken or very tender pulled pork. Very, very, you can just kind of mush it around in your hands, and that is what I would be able to eat. Phase 3, I will be on for 1 month. So I will not move past phase 3 until I have officially been out of the hospital for not out of the hospital, but out of surgery for almost 2 months. Is when I will be past phase 3 and on to my sustainable diet, which is what I will be living with for the rest of my life. Because as you could tell, a lot of that is not going to change. Although the stomach may stretch, so that I could eat more than a couple of ounces of food. The intestines are never going to go back to normal. The bowels are not going to go back to normal. So those are never ever going to change. The really fun thing about phase 3 that I'm actually excited about is that's when I get to reintroduce smoothies and yogurt into my diet. Up until that point, including as of right now, I'm not allowed to have any of that, which has surprisingly been the hardest for me. I tend to have yogurt every morning for breakfast, and I love fruit smoothies. They're kind of my go-to if I'm on the run and I need a really quick meal. So not being able to eat those right now has been kind of hard. Throughout the entire process, including this before piece, as well as when I'm on my diet, post-surgery diet, I have to follow what is called the 30-30 rule. I cannot drink anything 30 minutes before I eat or 30 minutes after I eat. So that so far has actually been one of the hardest things to kind of get accustomed to, because typically, you know, when you sit down to dinner, you make sure you have your meal. When you go out to dinner, the first thing they ask you is, what would you like to drink? So reallocating my body to not drink while I'm eating has been interesting. But one of the things that I've noticed is consequently, not only am I fuller faster, but I feel like I taste more of my food. Because I don't have anything kind of, it's either substituting the flavor of food or watering it down or anything like that, or diluting it, I fully taste every flavor, every spice that's used. So that's been one of the changes that I've noticed already, and I haven't even gone into surgery yet. The other change that I've noticed is how I'm handling hunger. A few videos ago I told you I was absolutely miserable because I was hungry all the time. That hasn't changed. I'm still getting less than 1,000 calories a day, so I'm still hungry a good portion of the time. But I've learned to keep myself busy. Like, as soon as I get hungry, if I know it's nowhere near a mealtime, I tend to go play in the garden or go walk the dogs or go do something, because I know I'm not supposed to eat. So I keep myself busy so that I don't. So these are a lot of the changes that I've noticed already. Also, one big change that will come after the diet, or after the surgery, is the fact that I will be on vitamins for the rest of my life. I will have to take multivitamins. I will have to take calcium every day for the rest of my life. Because of the way the surgery works, I will only be able to absorb 20% of any of the fats that I consume. So everything else will be wasted, including any nutrients. So I will have to be on vitamins for the rest of my life in order to make sure that my body is sustained, in order for me to live the long and happy life that I've always wanted. To me, this is worth it. I know it's it's a very drastic procedure. To me, it is completely worth it. Primarily because I'm tired of living around my weight. What do I mean by that? I mean, I'm tired of having to ask, you know, if there's a weight requirement when I want to go do something. I'm tired of when I go to a theme park having to ask the attendants if they have handicap seating or if they have plus size seating. I am tired of being pulled off of rides, in the middle of rides, in front of everybody, because my seatbelt can't fasten enough. I'm tired of not being able to get on a plane with just one ticket. I'm tired of having to take road trips and, you know, trains across the country. I went to Michigan earlier this year, and I had to drive from Florida to Michigan because I could not afford 2 tickets for myself. I am tired of this. I've tried everything because, trust me, my insurance company does not want to pay $47,000 for this procedure if they can avoid it. They just don't. So they've had me on every type of diet and every type of regimen and workout plan, and I've worked with personal trainers, and I've worked with multiple personal trainers, and I've clocked more gym time than I have school time, and I'm still teetering almost at 400 pounds. So I'm tired of it, and I'm 27 years old, and I want to start actually living my life. I have hopefully a wonderful future in front of me that I can't do in this body. So I know it's a drastic procedure, but for me, all of the sacrifice and the extreme dieting and the surgery and the after surgery and the pain, I know it's going to be excruciating pain. It's worth it. There's nothing else that I could say other than I absolutely feel like it's worth it for me. So let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments, or you can follow me on Facebook or message me there if you're already a Facebook friend, and just let me know if there's any other questions that you have for me about this procedure. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later.